my name's Livia, I'm a medical student here in the UK, and welcome to my channel, The Dyslexic Medic. So today I'm going to be talking about my 10 top tips for being in dissection room. So dissection room is actually part of the way we learn anatomy when you're at medical school. It's quite a strange experience and varies from medical school to medical school. But at my university we have a full body that's been dissected for us over the summer by somebody else. You can do a summer dissection programme if you're interested in that at my university. So you don't actually do any of the dissecting yourself if you don't want to. Let's say DR has never really been my favourite place to be in, but the further I've got into clinical years, the more I appreciate it. So on to the tips and tricks. So at my university we have a workbook where you put in your notes sort of before, during or after sessions. So it goes through week by week of what you're doing. You'll have diagrams that you need to label and things like that. We also have lecture going through what we're going to be taught that week in anatomy. So my first tip is to bring your book with you to your DR or anatomy sessions. That always helps so you know what's going on and can fill in the answers. Tip 2 is remember to bring the book to the lecture before, if you have a lecture or if it's set up this way at your university, so that you can fill in the blanks during your lecture, as it'll often give you the information you need for the session. It can also help you focus, as anatomy lectures can be quite dry at times, so it will help you focus and sort of engage with the session. Tip 3. So your book is not going to be the cleanest thing in the world, so just remember that when you're putting it in your bag, next to food, after you've handled it, things like that. Tip 4. So in DR we always had to write things down, but I had a separate pen and pencil that I used solely for DR that lived in my DR coat in my locker, which meant that they wouldn't be mixed in with my general rotation of pens. DR's not necessarily the most sanitary space because of course you have cadavers. Also handle specimens during sessions, so you'll wear gloves but you'll also be handling specimens which you don't touch with your pen. Tip 5. You will most likely be hungry after DR. I always was, and I always had some sort of snack in my bag and some water afterwards. I normally brought crisps or some chocolate. So if I was feeling faint or unwell in a session, that means I knew I'd have something sugary and sweet waiting outside for me once I'd finished. Most people feel hungry is because of the chemicals they preserve the cadavers in, so that is quite a normal response. It's really, really weird experience to have, so it's fine, it's normal. Just bring a snack and that means you won't be really hungry for your whole morning or afternoon, depending on when your session is. Tip number 6. So always try and eat a decent breakfast or lunch depending on when your session is, and make sure you have some water before you go in. My sessions used to be at 9 in the morning, so yeah, if you don't have a good breakfast you would definitely know about it. Tip 7. Try not to be hungover. This isn't a problem I faced, but we had sessions one year at 9 AM on a Thursday, so on Wednesdays at my university was our sports social night, so you would see the people who were in sports teams as they sort of struggled hungover into DR at 9 the next morning. According to people who've gone through it, it's not a very pleasant experience. Tip 8. Feeling faint is absolutely fine and completely normal. Just tell someone if you feel faint. So you can get some water, get a chair, you can go sit down somewhere quiet and a bit cooler, but try not to be that infamous person who managed to faceplant a table and or a cadaver. Tip 9. So my friend and I used to put Vicks, vapor rub, underneath our noses to help with the smell. I'm not sure if it was a placebo effect or not, but it was useful, and especially if you don't like the smell, it's quite good to have something to take your mind off it. Tip 10. Always wear appropriate clothing. You want closed-toed shoes, there is no question, and you want something comfortable that you can stand up in for 1.5 to 2 hours. I always used to wear a t-shirt underneath my DR coat, even in the middle of winter, because I don't want to overheat. And wear something that, if it needs washing, is easy to wash. Don't wear dry clean anythings to DR. You have a coat on, at least for my university, you wear a coat, you have gloves, you're meant to have your hair tied back, stuff like that, but the specimens are preserved in fluid sometimes, and fluid kind of gets everywhere. So yeah, don't wear anything that's super expensive, and definitely don't wear anything with open toes. I have many other stories of things that happen in DR, and I might share them here at some point, but just know that it's okay to feel faint, and it's a really weird experience that most people won't go through, and that's fine. It's really worth going to though, even if it isn't the thing you want to do first thing on a Monday morning. Anyway, that's all for now. Stay safe, wash your hands, bye for now.